This is easy.
What is up, GOAT World? It is me, your boy JDZ, and I'm back at you again with another GOAT Format video. Last weekend, we had the GOAT Format World Championship, and I'm always interested and excited to see how a major tournament will then shape the metagame for the next dueling season or the next tournament that comes after it. This is the first tournament of the new dueling season, PWCQ number 46, and today I have the top 8 deck list for that tournament. So go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel, and let me know what you think about the top 8 decks of this tournament. As you know, the GOAT Format World Championship had a lot of Chaos Turbo, so I only expected that there would be some snapback to that, and it kind of came to fruition. So coming on in, again, we have 53 duelists in this tournament. Coming on in at 8th place, we have Bobby Bodega back on the Warrior bag. Bobby Bodega, GOAT Format World Championship, played in that tournament, made it pretty far, but didn't quite make it to day 2, just bubbled out of there playing the same Warrior strategy, sticking with that smashing ground, double trap does shoot. Warrior's going to be a solid deck. I think it's a solid pick. The meta is Warriors didn't perform, and I fully anticipated that Warriors would come back with a vengeance in this next duel season, and we were not at a shortage of Warrior players in this tournament. They were all over the place in this tournament. So seeing the Warriors back in there doing their thing, love to see it. Bobby Bodega with another top 8 finish. Pretty standard Warrior deck for all intents and purposes. You got the Book of Moon still in the main deck, double shoot. I don't hate it, just dropping all the way down to 2, not even 3 in the side deck. I think it's pretty clean. Triple Blade, double Kaiku. Again, just looking at these Warrior decks, I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time before some Warrior players start adding more of this Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke in their deck. I keep seeing these Spirit Reapers all over the place. I keep seeing these GK Spies all over the place, and still Warrior players are electing to play just a 1 copy of Ninja Grand. I think somebody might want to start experimenting with upping the ante on those Ninja Grandmasters and seeing how it would shake out. But still, cool Warrior deck. Warriors is going to be what Warriors are. No big deal. Coming on in at number 7, we have the SJC FLC GFC champion Alvarado playing the Chaos Turbo strategy. Very similar to what Ludovico Rizzo just won with, electing to go with Regeki Breaks over Wing Blast, 1 main Minecon, 2 Nox, 2 shoot, 2 solemn though. 2 solemn, 2 shoot, 2 discard trap ratio I think is pretty cool. I like seeing Night Assailant coming back in with card destruction. I think that's a pretty good wombo combo. Elects the main deck to Kaiko to go destroy. Everything else seems like it's pretty standard Chaos Turbo for all intents and purposes as well. Again, looking in the side deck, electing to continue with the Scapegoat. No meta though is interesting, just going double Scapegoat, double creature swap. I know this duelist and some of the dueling team that they have been experimenting with this creature swap part a lot, and they like the way that it works, so maybe they know something and they're continuing to test the creature swap, electing to go with another Regeki Break in the side deck, bringing Mobius back and ending up with triple trap does shoot. I think it's pretty cool. I think the deck is pretty solid, and this duelist actually made a pretty fantastic run in this tournament going through the losers bracket. All right, shout out to 7th place Alvarado. Moving on to number 6, and oh man, this is a deck that everybody's been wanting to see and everyone's been talking about, as Yada 88 is back in the Yada 88 bag, doing what he does best, kind of really trying to streamline this Mataza the Zapper. It looks like it's almost a turbo deck, but you're playing Mataza with it. I think this is neat. I think this is cool. You're actually able to use the card United We Stand in this metagame. You're actually able to use the card Mage Power, which can just win. We know this Mataza the Zapper card is pretty cool, and we pointed out on the stream, we saw him coming up. Mataza hitting in direct for 2,600 hurts. You know, Mataza being able to cleanly out 2 attack position GK Spies kind of hurts. Mataza not being able to be taken by 1,000 Eyes Restrict hurts. I think this card is just good enough to be played. Also, in this Chaos Turbo frame, instead of the Warrior frame, how he typically plays it, I think is really cool. You allow yourself to play Chaos Sorcerer, BLS, and you got the little cheeky Kotetsu still going to find his way into the main deck. You have the Dequaichis in there. You have some Spies in there. So you play this Turbo grind game, but you can also play this OTK blow you out of the park kind of game. I think it's really neat. Electing to play double Giant Trinade, double Jar for a little bit of consistency, keeping some Sakuretsu armors in there to protect, to clear the board so you can get those Mataza strikes in. I think it's cool. In the side deck, you got double Ashura Priest, double Big Bang shot. So if you're playing a Scapegoat strategy against this duelist, you might have a hard time with these Big Bang shots and Ashura Priest. You got double Brain Control. That's another card that I think is severely underplayed in our format. We have it at 3. It rarely gets used. This card is freaking good, and I think more duelists need to think about using it. Well, card I don't think is that good is going to be this Grand Kappa. I don't know know what the homie Yada 88 is cooking with this Green Kappa. Maybe they had some ideas about it. You pair that, pop in some Jar Greaves in a pinch if you need to. But I think there are better cards than this Green Kappa, because this thing can only hit sets, and they can, and you have to hit your own stuff, and it's a flip. So I don't know how good that card is, but if you want to use it, I love to see it. I like to see it being played. It might not be the best card, but it's still pretty cool. With the Mystic Swordsman level 2, Zumbira, Torrential, and Saku is going to be in the side deck. So I got the walks in there. I think this deck is awesome. This is definitely the deck of the tournament. I think it's some spice, but I think it's also well done and very cool. And I like to see duelists doing what they do and still having some form of success. So I think that is pretty dope. Shout out to you, Yada88. Keep cooking, keep rocking. I'm glad to see you back. And this duelist just had to literally just drop out of the tournament at a moment's notice. Something happened and they were not able to finish. So that's how that had to shake down. So again, shout out to you, and hopefully we see you more around the GOAT world. As we're going to go on to the 5th place, we have the duelist Dropped Off, aka Undazed. Undazed dropped off, plays heavily on the GOAT format rated ladder. If you play on the ladder at all, you see this duelist all the time on there getting absolutely after it. But now they're playing the turbo deck as well. This looks very similar to the deck that just won the GOAT format world championship as well. A little bit of net deckery, no big deal. If it's good, it's good. You're going to continue to have some success with it, as you got the Kaiko the Ghost Destroyer, the Mobius, and you're going to stick with the metas and the goats in the side with the Royal Decree into the Trap Dust Shoot in the side deck. I think that is something that is going to be a sustain going out the rest of the season. This deck is not going anywhere. As much as I like to sit in the booth or sit in my videos and hate on Chaos Turbo, this deck is not going to go anywhere. It will be around and it's going to be played. So continue to do that. But maybe we can mix something up. Somebody got to make something happen to take this deck out of there. But again, huge shout out to Dropped Off. I'm glad to see them in the GOAT world, finding their way into these GOATformat.com events and getting off that ladder and getting busy and showing people that, hey, just because you don't play as often, or just because you don't play in these tournaments, you still can have some skills. And Dropped Off is one of those duels that I can think will be the next duelist to make that leap from ladder player to great online duelist. All right, moving on to 4th place. Speaking of ladder player to online great duels, we got Dueling High, and what a run that this duelist has been on for the last 2 GOAT format dueling months. Oh my goodness, Dueling High still being consistent, making another top. Day 2, the GOAT format world championship, won some events towards the end of the season, and is still riding this warrior wave all the way on to the finish line, coming on in with a 4th place finish. Pretty standard. A lot of warriors in this tournament, a lot of aggressive based strategies, kind of like an overcorrection for what happened in the GOAT format world championship. A lot of these duels electing to play warriors. Dueling High doing his thing, still maintaining the 2 Kaiko the Ghost Destroyer, double Jar of Greed, double Dust Shoot. I don't know what it is about these warrior players and their double Dust Shoot, but I think that might be the way to go with it. Dust Shoot can be a brick late game. It can be dead sometimes, so maybe keeping it only at 2 might be the way to go with it, as you are rocking it in this warrior strategy. Again, 1 Ninja Grandmaster, double Dust Tornado, double Soccer Red 2 Armor, just a lot of 2-ofs, 2 Kaikus. I think it's very clean warrior strategy. Also in the side, they got the Amazoness Archer, which is dope. The GK Spy. You have just the 2 King Tigers and the 2 Mind Controls and the double Bottomless Trap Hole. I think this deck is cool. Again, shout out to Dueling High for crushing it. Found his way into the GOAT world and just hasn't looked back. Still need to get an invite this year, but this is just the first tournament. You already got 1 top, so it's already looking good for you. All right, moving on to 3rd place. Coming on in 3rd place, we have John Wick, fresh off of a world's top. Now you have a 3rd place finish in the first event after the GOAT format world championship, playing pretty much the exact same deck. You did up some Trap Dust Shoot situation. You are playing Regeki Breakdown. You are playing Card Destruction, and you are playing Double Night Assailant with the main deck Spirit Reaper. So Chaos Turbo is going to be what Chaos Turbo is. In the side deck, you got the Genzo Call combination. You have the Hollowed Life Barrier and the Mystic Walk situation. You have 1 Kaiku, 1 Kinetic Soldier. Just a lot of sacky 1-ofs in the side deck. I don't hate that. The Turbo deck is going to be moving through those cards, so you can kind of find the cards you need when you need them, so you don't really need a whole bunch of them. But just 1 King Tiger Wangu, 1 Assure Priest, 1 Kaiku, 1 Kinetic is just absolutely too funny to me. I don't know why. Keeping the swords in there, that card is also still super good in this metagame. Chaos Turbo is going to be what it is. John Wick is going to be a phenomenal duelist. Hopefully, he was hoping to get this invite so he can kind of take a nice sabbatical and wait for the world championship. But again, this dude is going to have to keep grinding because they did not quite make it over that threshold. So huge shout out to John Wick. Keep dueling, keep doing your thing, and maybe you can make something happen. I think Turbo and Warriors are still going to be the meta, but there was some Go Control. And speaking of some Go Control, coming on in 2nd place, we have Jean-Claude Van Damme doing his thing again. doing his thing again, making it always to second place, playing this really cool Goat Control deck, as you know that he often does. He's got a lot of fans out there in Goat World. A lot of people in the stream were showing much love to Jean-Claude Van Damme for rocking and rolling this thing, showing that Morphing Jar is just a nutty card. Morphing Jar and Creature Swap, you saw him getting +5s all day with this damn Morphing Jar Creature Swap. It was going insane. That Giant Tornado was going nuts. D-Mog was going crazy. Premature was going nuts. Tribe just kept coming in this duelist starting hand. It just did not work out for Jean-Claude there. As you got the 2 Solemn Judgments, 2 Jar Greeds going to be the trap lineup with 1 Trap Does Shoot. 1 Trap Does Shoot's also going to be in the side. Also on the side, electing to change it up a little bit. You got that Cyber Jar in the side deck. I don't know how to side for this deck. He's got the 1 Blade Knight, the 1 Reinforcement, just a bunch of sacky 1-ofs in the side deck as well. And I think it works out because this duelist has been playing this deck for a really long time. It's definitely custom made to his dueling style, built directly for this duelist outlook. As you got Breaker in the side deck, which is just so funny seeing Breaker camped out over there in that side deck. And you got the Exile Force in the side deck, the 1 Mobius. And it seemed like every card was just right where it needed to be at the right time. This deck is finally processed directly for this duelist. If you try to use this deck, you need to ensure that you understand that you might get your body rocked with nasty hooks, but you still can give it a shot. And this duelist is very, very strong with it. The Fusilier, the dual mode beast, is going to find its way into the main deck. Premature Burial, No Call, and Haunted. I think this deck is awesome. I think the player is awesome. And it's just a matter of time before they go ahead and punch their ticket. They waited late last season, and now they're trying to go ahead and get back in there early this season. So huge shout out to Jean-Claude Van Damme. As we are going to go ahead and move on to number 1. Number 1, we have Evil for Life, aka Scrub for Life No More. Now you are Evil for Life, representing Team Evil. Playing the Warrior strategies, pretty much straight up and down Warriors in this booth. I thought it was going to be that Thunderclap deck, but it looks like you're playing straight up Warriors, and Warriors will take the first victory of the first tournament of the first event post Worlds. The Warriors did not show up in the Go Format World Championship. They are trying to right some of these wrongs and show that Warriors is still an S tier level threat. They were about to get relegated a little bit after that poor performance in Worlds, but now they're back and they're better than ever. Scrub for Life gets the dub with a main deck Mind Control. You're dropping it all the way down to only 14 monsters in the main deck. You have the double Dust Tornado, double Shoot again. Double Shoot might be the future. It might be the way that these Warrior players are building this deck now. Triple Blade Knight, single Ninja Grandmaster. Okay, and then looking in the side deck, you got double Kinetic, double Spy, Mobius, 1 Wangu, 1 Assura. This 1 Wangu, 1 Assura is just too funny to me. I don't know about that, but it is just too hilarious. I guess make a comment of it every time I see it. You got the 1 Smasher in the side deck, compulsory, and double Bottomless Trap Hole again. So man, oh man, these duelists might be onto something. I don't know what the meta's looking like. I don't know I don't know what's up anymore, but I thought I did. I thought I had it all figured out, and I guess I don't. But the Warrior players are back with a vintage. Huge shout out to Evil for Life. Huge shout out for your win, and now you're going to be invited to the Go Format World Championship. I just want to take a really quick amount of time to make this video and showcase these decks. You guys get down in the comment section and you let me know what you think about this decks, about this event, about this meta. Are the Warriors back? Is Control back? Is there a spot? Is there some openings do you see that can be exploited? Let us know down in the comment section, and we can talk about that in the future. But that's all I have for today. I am JDZ. I play Ghosts. Until the next time, shout out to all the real ones. That's every single one of you. Salute to the OGs. Peace.